Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Today is March 27th, 2020, and I'm in here because I've decided to start out here. The winds have been blowing again today, just relentless day and night, all wind. Of course, no problem, I got plenty of electricity though. Anyway, I came out here because I did a little thing. I finished the coop. It's ready to go inside the big coop, but I won't move it until just before my new chicks arrive. So anyway, I'm going to talk about the roof on the run area. And remember, I said I was going to set it up with pins on the side and all of that. Well, I got to thinking, well, you know, that's going to be, I have to reach over both sides, pull pins to get in there, and then I got to figure out where I'm going to put the cover when it's a windy day and things like that. So I decided, well, I got to come up with a better idea. So I came out here, I looked around through some of my junk drawers, and it took me about 5 minutes to say, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, what I found in the junk drawers was a little piece of piano hinge. It's an aluminum piano hinge. This is an aluminum sheet that's on here. So I screwed it onto here and I pop riveted it on over here. Okay, so on this side, I put a board underneath for rigidity, and then I put this little lock thing here so I could just swivel that to one side and then lift the cover up. Look at that. Then I can close it back down and close the latch on it so it can't blow up or get knocked up. And it won't rattle in the wind. So just wanted to show you that. That's what my idea was, and that completes this item. The other thing I did was I had a little bit of wood left over, so I put some little strips of wood around the bottom and used my air stapler to staple them into place. So I got a little bit of rigidity at the base of the screen, so if they bump up against it, they won't push it out and make an opening under there. And it also keeps things from being able to go under this way unless they tunnel. But it'll be inside the other chicken run, so I think that'll work out. So I think one other thing I'm going to do is either make or find a handle that I can put it over here, because there is a board underneath that. I'll put a handle right here so I can pull up on this easier to get the top off of this when I want to do cleaning on the inside of the coop. And what I'll do is for cleaning the coop is I'll get all the chicks outside into the run area. I'll close the door, and then I can clean the coop out. And that should make it pretty easy to do. And then I can open the door back up when I'm ready, and they can come back into a fresh coop. All right, so I got that done. I want to give you a few tips while I'm walking back towards the cabin, because I've got some other tips I'm going to show you that something I did in there. And we're going to talk today about tips about getting started shooting videos for YouTube, starting your channel. Well, like I said, I use my cell phone. I've got a Samsung S8, and it has a really good camera in it. I have my camera video setting at high definition. So that's 1980 by 1920, something like that. Anyway, it's the FHD, which is the fastest speed that YouTube will allow or the best quality to allow for upload. It does take a little bit longer because it is high quality, but my viewers seem to appreciate that a little bit. All right, as I'm walking on down here, I want to tell you that I did catch another rat last night, another pack rat, in the outdoor trap. I haven't checked the indoor traps yet. It was a little noisy up there last night, but not as noisy as it has been in the past. So I'm going to give it until tomorrow, and then I'm going to go up there and check that out. All right, so these things, you've seen these kitty litter buckets all over the place. They're tidy cats. Well, these covers, I don't always need to use those, especially if I'm growing in the bucket. That's just if I'm storing something, I put the cover on. And I got loads of covers around here. So I said, well, let's make some things easier around here for working. And that'll be a a plus in my favor because I have those covers here. So what did I do with them? Well, we'll get to that in a second. One of my subscribers wanted to know the brand that I was using, and there it is, by JC Sales. Now, if you Google JC Sales, you'll have their address and all of that. And I think they're a wholesaler for penny stores and things like that. So you can probably contact them and ask them where you can buy these Kingman Prime glue traps. Trust me, the glue in these traps will trap anything. I mean, really trap anything. I've been reusing the same trap, and I use a pair of channel locks to pull the dead rats out of the glue. And it takes all of my strength pulling on it for probably 15-20 seconds to separate it from the glue. That's how well they're stuck into that glue in these glue traps. These are not the cheapos that you would find in some of the big box stores and everything. These things are basically commercial grade. I'm telling you, they really work. And nothing escapes them. And so far, every one that's gone into the one out there outside, I've got them. All right, so that being said, we'll move on to the next thing here. Okay, so tips on the YouTube, shooting YouTube videos first. What you want to do is you're going to use your camera set on video to videotape your video, whatever you want to do, whatever you're going to upload, okay? Now, when it's done, hit the stop button so that it stops the video. And then you're going to get the option, you'll see the video will actually get saved to your gallery or whatever. And this is for Android phones. I don't know how it's going to work on an Apple phone. I don't use Apple phones. But it'll save to your gallery, and then you're going to tap on that video and use the share option, which is the 3 little dots in a triangle. So you tap on that, and then it's going to give you all of the options on how you can share it. You can share it by email. You can share it by text message. You can share it with friends, things like that. You can share it on Twitter, whatever. Well, you're going to use share to YouTube. And then you're going to put in the title of it and the date and things like that. Just fill in the blanks as it's requesting. And then upload. Now at this point, don't worry about making it public. You can keep it as private at that point. So once it's uploaded, if you decide that you don't like that video and you want to erase it before posting it, if you keep it at private, you can do that. If you have it set at public from the get-go, it's going to post right away as soon as it's uploaded. Okay, so that's a little tip on that stuff. And I'll give you other tips day by day on how to do that. Now, once you've uploaded it, you're going to want to make sure that you also have an app called Studio, YouTube Studio. You need YouTube Studio. You can't do this from regular YouTube. YouTube Studio will let you do all of the editing that you need to do for posting. Okay, so it's not going to let you edit the video itself, but it lets you put in the stuff like if you have monetization and all of that, it'll let you do monetization. It'll help you add a few things at the beginning and the end, things like that. So you can go in there with YouTube Studio and use the edit version and then see what you can do on your videos. But that's it. That's as simple as that. You're uploaded, you change it to public, and you put in a description at the bottom when you're doing your edit. And that's it. It's ready for people to start viewing. All right, so any questions, leave them in comments below. Okay, some of the other tips. Out here off grid, of course, we're always thinking about gardening and growing our own food. So here, you remember, I got all of my seed starters, and these starters I've saved over the years, and I keep reusing them. and I start seeds in them all the time using soil. But other ways of starting seeds is, okay, here I have an old ice cube tray from a refrigerator, and it's just the right size to fit an egg carton. And then inside the egg carton, I put seeds, and these are going to be beans. Now, the B on that side means those are bush beans, and the KK on this side means they're kitchen kings. So I got 6 and 6. So what I'll do is I'm going to spray those with my little spray bottle here. And once I get that wet down there, then I'm going to put a little piece of paper towel over the tops of them, like this, tuck it into place, and then I'll wet those also. So that's going to keep my seeds moist and let them sprout. Then I'll cover it up with this, and this keeps them from drying out. This holds the moisture in. Okay? Now you can do that with Tupperware, like this Tupperware right here. Of course, you won't put the egg carton in there, but you will use a piece of paper towel, put your seeds in there, wet that one so it holds everything in place, and put another paper towel on top and wet that one, and then loosely put the cover on top. And that'll keep them moist in there. Now this is one I've been doing for a while, and I haven't had to add any water to this for 2 weeks. It's still moist in there. And handy little thing is keep a pair of these tweezers around. But these are supposed to be blood orange seeds, and yep, they are sprouted, as you can see. A couple of them are sprouted. So pretty soon I'll move those into soil and grow them. I did that with my friend Bill's Tangelos. These are the seeds, and these are 3 of Tangelo trees that are growing from seed. And yeah, you can do stuff like that. So that's the second one, is using Tupperware. This is a larger Tupperware, and I left it open so you can see how I did this. So you can put seeds on the bottom, then put the paper towel over the top and hit with water again, and then you can put the cover loosely on the top to help hold the moisture in, and that'll be a seed starter. Now, you don't want these in direct sunlight. You want these off to one side. As you can see, the window is there. This is off to one side, so it's not going to get direct sunlight. This will be just in ambient light is all you want on this. All right, so I was talking about those plastic covers out there from the kitty litter. Okay, this is half of one, or part of one. This is the part that snaps down, and this is the hinged part, and I cut them and separated them. And this one, this is another seed starter way, and you gotta want to use plastic when you're doing this. Don't use anything metal. Metal will kill your seeds, so you don't want to use metal. Use plastic. Okay, so on this one, this is a large freezer bag, and you can see that the plastic fits right inside, and I've got the paper towel there ready to start some seeds in, and you'll do that the same way as the Tupperware, but you're using a plastic bag. Do not seal the seal after you get everything wet in there. Just leave it like that, sitting loose with a little bit of air opening in there. You don't want to cut them off to oxygen. These have a little more air in them, but still, I don't press them down. I don't snap the covers down. Just rest them in place, and don't snap your bag shut. Okay, so that'll start seeds in there. So what is this part for? Well, when you have a bag of seeds, sometimes seeds can be small and they're really hard to handle, so that you can get one seed in each one of your trays. Okay, so you put you dump some seeds into here, then you use your tweezers, and you can pick up one seed at a time and put it where you want to put it. Okay, so that's what this little tray is for. And it works real handy. Now, when I'm all done, I have seeds in the tray. How do I get rid of them? Well, you see this corner right here is just like a pour spout. So I pick up the bag, I hold it open like that, and I put it right on the corner, and I dump the seeds back into the pouch. Cool, huh? So handy little tips and tricks that you can use along the way. The other tip and trick, lastly, is these trays. Okay, when you buy meat and fish and things like that in the stores, you always get either a plastic or a styrofoam tray. You put those underneath your soil kits here, so when you water, you could just water, and any excess water will run out the bottom and stay in the tray. It doesn't run all over the place like this down here. You see it's wet down there. Well, then this will actually absorb that water back up again as it needs it. It'll wick it right up again. So less water waste, no mess around on your table, things like that. So I get all different sizes of these trays. And if you got chicken or something like that on one of these trays, you throw that little absorbent pad away, take it to the sink, use a little dish soap and clean the insides of them well so that you don't worry about getting bacteria growing and getting yourself sick or anything. So make sure you do wash your trays before you reuse them. These plastic ones are great because they can get reused over and over and over again. The styrofoam ones, sometimes you drop your knife or something like that and you make a hole in it. Well, get rid of it. It's cheap. They're free. They come with your meats and your fish and your produce and stuff like that. So nice little tips, great little ways of making things work. And these little tiny Tupperwares, these little things are only like 3 inches by 3 inches, and they're about 1.5 inches deep. These are great for starting a couple of seeds. And they're so small they hold water in for a long time. All right. Excuse me. I got too close to the dust. Anyway, that's all the tips for today. I'll be doing a couple more of those down the line. I just thought some of you would like to see some of these. The last one before I close off is this little spray bottle. Now, I bought 2 of these years ago, and I got these at Bed Bath & Beyond years ago. They don't carry them anymore. But this is a pump right there. That's how you pump the thing up. You just use the cover to pump it up. And once you got it pumped up, all you do is press the unit and it sprays just like an aerosol, but without aerosol, without all the chemicals. So they make these for olive oil and things like that. Well, this is the one that's I just use for water. And it's great for wetting these towels and down and just giving a little spritz when I want to on the plants to keep them damp on the really hot days. And I will put a link. They don't make them in plastic anymore, but they do make them in stainless steel, and they are available. So I'll put a link down in the comment section showing where you can buy those things, okay? And if you need to look them up, it's called a pump sprayer for olive oil is what I looked up. So that's how you get that stuff. All right, everybody, that's it for now. Nice clear day. No chemtrails, no contrails, none of the above. I did see a couple of planes fly over, but there was nothing coming out the back of them. So, G-Bear reminding you, give me a thumbs up down there, please. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It's still free. It always will be. On G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert, your subscriptions are always free. So just click subscribe and click the little bell icon that pops up so you get notified when these videos are posted. G-Bear signing off.